MotorEx 2023. This is the 21st MotorEx in history. For the first time ever, it is the Show Car Hall of Fame. Webb, this is a concept that's you're very proud of.
I am. Look, we originally started Superstars as part of MotorEx for the builders to build really special cars that they could just keep and bring back and show over different times. And this is the perfect example. We've got the first winner right through to last year's winner. And to see these cars in here has just blown my mind, let alone all the public that have come through.
And the level that they're at. Like this could almost, you could take all these cars out and put them in that hall.
In the Superstars hall, that's
right,
exactly right. And interesting when you say that, because the top 5 cars in here, the way we judged it, we had 60% technical judging, and then we had everybody in here had a vote, and all the current superstars and Street Machine and a few other people from outside what we call industry heavyweights had a vote. Yep. So that's 40% of the vote. And with the technical vote, 5 cars were within 10 points. How good is that? And that's from the first car to the car that won last year.
Yeah, wow. And how many of these cars are unbelievable superstars in between, in their day superstars?
Yeah, so the whole concept coming together, I knew it'd be good, but this weekend has actually blown my mind how good it's been. Here I am with Gareth Davies.
How you going, mate?
Thanks for coming back to the Hall of Fame. And invited Gareth back for many reasons, but tell me how many vehicles you've unveiled over the years.
We actually sat down and worked this out last week, and we come up, it was actually just hit 20. This vehicle was the 20th. Yeah.
Wow, that's through MotorEx and Summernats, but mainly MotorEx.
We only ever done one at Summernats out of all them, so the rest were all at MotorEx,
So this is absolutely unbelievable. Just give us a little bit of a rundown on this.
You know yourself, but for my old man, who's been a massive part of every car and bike we've ever built in our racing, he was on the real quick story, he was on a motorbike 40-something years ago. His best mate got killed next to him, never been on a motorbike since. Previous to that, he was right into sidecar racing and all the stuff back in England, and it was just a fitting way when my old man got diagnosed and got sick. We thought, let's get him back on a bike and do a sidecar, tie everything in with our racing and everything we do. And it's hard to have a vehicle where you have, the show, the street, tick so many boxes. And we thought to ourselves, this incorporated the racing, it incorporated him, the sidecar. We tried to put something together that ticked all the boxes, and it was pretty cool that we came up with that. The seat in this and the wheel in it was out of Michelle's Tirana. Before we sold the car, we had to replace them just to tie everything in, and that's the whole theme behind it. We handmade. I've got all my metal tools, over the years that we've used, and we never had a pipe roller. So to build all this with all the radius tubes, we bought a pipe roller and we built it together by hand. It was,
unbelievable.
Yeah,
and what's even more unbelievable, you've come back to the Hall of Fame, absolutely fit in as part of all that. But at this event, you've even won the Laurie Starling award. How good is that, eh?
That was just the icing on the cake. That was unbelievable. And as you know, Laurie was a mate, and we go back years and years. And Laurie, as a young 15 or 16-year-old apprentice, come over home with his bosses at the time to have a look at a bike we were building while he was working at the chop shop. And it was we built a really good friendship over the years. And to take that as well, that's just
sort of seals the deal, doesn't it?
Encloses that whole thing.
Well done, mate.
Thanks.
Thank you again.
Really appreciate it.
Thank you for all your support over many years.
Mate, thanks for giving everyone the platform to do it. It's awesome. Cheers.
How unreal. Here with the winner of the Superstars Hall of Fame, Fitzy. Congratulations, mate.
Thanks very much, mate.
I can believe, car of the decade after 10 years. Now after 20 years you win again. What's your thoughts?
Mate, it's pretty surreal, and like I said yesterday after one, it was a little bit emotional, but
of course.
It means a lot, and especially to be 40% of the voting by my peers.
100%.
And it starts from the first car up there with Les's up to the last car up here, which is Brian? Brett
and Dalwood.
To their car, and all in between. It is a pretty up there, a moment, because that it's 13 years old and I do drive it, and you've been in it.
I know, you do drive it.
Yeah, I do do a skid. And actually, the bloke that runs his video, I nearly ran over his foot.
Wouldn't matter, mate.
Yeah, lucky he didn't scratch your car, mate. So
that was it. Get away. Get out.
Run me over.
But interesting enough with this car, I just really want to make a point. Like, people that don't know, it's such a deserving winner because not only have you not how long you've had it, but it's had 3 incarnations. That's why it's trilogy.
Yeah.
How many Summer Grand Champions you win?
6.
Superstars of the decade. And when we judge this, or when the judging team judges technically, it was still almost flawless. The paint was still mint. Everything on it was awesome. So it's just unbelievably deserving winner.
And it was with the judges, and like there's a lot of new judges, and
That's right.
And Rachel that judged the paint, she'd never seen the car. It's the first time she actually even seen the car, other than photos. And she's walking around it, and she was laying down underneath the right-hand side of it, looking underneath the paint. And I said to her, "So where was the paint joined? Because as you know yourself, there's no join line." And she's saying, and I reached underneath the car and pointed. I said, "It's about there, isn't it?" And she said, "I can only just see it." And she knows herself how hard it is to paint candy paint without getting a fry line and without it burring up. And she said, "How did he do that?" And I said, "I don't know, that was his job." And even when Trevor's seen the car, he's stand back and he's going, "How am I going to paint this?" I said, "I don't know, mate, that's your job." So, and to have it still looking like this, and this is probably the first time in about 5 years that I've had it on full display. All jacked up, and even I sort of stood back and looked at it on Friday when I set it up, and it was just seemed to pop.
Isn't that interesting? Because that's right, you build it, you do that, and it sort of gets tucked away a bit because we all do other stuff. This is probably the first time you've seen it out and be able to look at it out and you go, wow, it still blows your mind, doesn't it?
It did, and I just sort of sit back and go, yeah, it was worth all those hours.
No, well done again,
really
mate.
good.
Fantastic, congratulations.
Yeah, over the moon.
Here we are with another awesome car in our Hall of Fame. Thanks, Mick, for coming along with Zeroed. Yeah, now, he could have brought Raw, he could have brought Swoop, but brought Zeroed. Thank you.
Yeah, had a great time and what a great show. Great to catch up with everyone, wrapped with the award and wrapped to be in the Hall of Fame with other car builders that I've inspired and looked up to all my life. So it's just been a great event.
And as I mentioned there, like you've won, we've unveiled and you've won Superstars, you've won Grand Champion. This car was, it's a pretty special build, wasn't it? It was all built back to a sustainable car.
Yeah, we really focused on the carbon zero footprint and carbon zero build, which at the time in 2012, 2013 was high on the discussion list with government and high on the political agenda and community agenda. So we set out to just start a talking point with this car, and we did that. We achieved that. And the car was well received, and it was great to have it back here after 9 years, and it had a crowd around it all weekend, and it was a real buzz to mix with the people that just wanted to talk about the car and just be part of the event again. So I haven't been to MotorEx for a couple of years, and certainly it's lit the fire again.
That's good. I've been trying to light his fire for a little while. But you got a young bloke coming along and he's building a car, so the future's looking bright, isn't it?
Yeah, we'll be here in, I reckon, 2 years to unveil the ute and Sam's ute, and then head up to Summonats to take on the awards up there. So, we'll backside down, but we might come back next year with maybe Raw or we'll do something else. We'll see what's happening, but I don't want to miss the event.
One thing with this car was really interesting that I was talking to the judges after they judged it, and I was just having a pretty good look at it myself. The build quality is obviously exceptional because it just still looks stunning.
Yeah,
hardly a fault in it.
We really, we've looked after it well. So we're not driving it, and it's in a room where everything's controlled. But that was part of the feedback that we got. In the prep for this show and obviously at the show was that it looked like it's a new car. So, and there's plenty of people that hadn't seen it before. So we had the whole euphoria of having the car, in the public eye again. It was great.
All right, mate. Thank you.
Awesome.
Great to have you back.
Thank you. Thanks, guys.
how awesome to be here with the first Superstars winner, Les Lawry. How good?
Thank you. Fantastic.
So this is, what do you think, coming back to the Hall of Fame, the first car to win in Superstars and be back here?
It's my first time in Melbourne at Maguire's, and a lovely venue, a lovely setup. I'd like you to come to Sydney every second year, but I know that's hard. And it's fantastic to be able to come back after 21 years with the same car, basically unchanged. That's how it was 21 years ago, and it can still be competitive, and still people talk about it today. So I'm pretty happy.
And as I mentioned to a couple of the other guys here, that these cars is what's probably blown my mind more than anything else, is that how well they were built, because they are still competitive. There's no sink back. They still look absolutely magnificent. So it's a credit to the builders, isn't it?
It's a credit to Shane at Southern Rod and Customs.
Yeah, I've said that.
That built that car, and he certainly raised the bar back in those days. And it's given everybody else something to compete to. And there's better cars built today, but they've got better machinery, better facilities to build these cars. But that was built almost hands-on by Shane himself, and it's a credit to the man.
Yeah. So, and I've actually mentioned that I caught up with you when you were building this car in the US, and you were touring around, looking at all the trends, looking at the cars, and you brought these ideas back, and you changed the whole industry in Australia, because all these cars were built in their back, shared by all these people, but that car raised the level, and then it's just people have been sort of raising it since, but hasn't really gone that far above that.
No, we shared breakfast at Pleasanton.
Yeah, we did.
Many years ago.
We did.
And we had lots of trips to the States with ideas, and the Dash come from there, and we pinched a lot of their ideas. And I think made them better in the long run. So,
that's better. And then you see this car and a few others throughout the Hall of Fame here. Then you see the new car we unveiled, the XY Falcon. They just keep raising the bar, which is good. That's why we started Superstars.
That's what it's about. And Superstars is a credit to you and Bruce. Initially, when it was first started, without your guys' vision, had to put the money up. Bruce put his own money up to run it. That's what lifted. That's why we've got a show like we had today. The club shows are still fun. There's a place for those. But we need. And the part I like about this one is it caters for everybody. Whether you be a Commodore owner or a hot rod owner or a street machine owner, the show caters for everybody. So there's something to come. And we might convert a Commodore or a street machine guy over to a hot rodder if they come and see what we're doing.
One last question. You're going to bring it back for 30?
Yeah.
I like that. Awesome.
No worries.
I'm going to hold you to that.
Thanks, guys.
Thanks, Les.
All the best.